Hi all, and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be doing a viewer request. He wanted to know the size difference of the Bburago 5-pack set of the Ferraris that I had, which this is the example of from that set. So I thought I'd do a little bit of size comparison, talk about scaling, and do a little bit of a review on the Ferrari F50. So what you can see here is the difference in scales that you have as your typical Hot Wheels 1/64th scale. This one here is the Bburago, and I think it's closer to 1/55 scale, and we'll see in a few minutes what I mean. This is the Art Models Ferrari F50 in 1/43rd scale, and the Hot Wheels Elite version F50 in 1/18th scale. So you could clearly see there's a vast difference in scaling. These two would still be considered 1/64th in I guess the scaling world. Like if you have any Jadas or Jadas or however you pronounce it, you'd notice that they still call them 1/64th. I don't have any examples on me right now, but you'd see they consider these ones still 1/64ths, but even though they are larger. And what I mean by larger is, I'll throw that one aside. This one is an Apollo 1/55 scale by Siku. And you could see that they're generally roughly the same size and scale. So they present those as 1/55 scale. So that's, as you can see, very close to the same sizing, same scale, same everything. So that's what I would equate this one to be, is in that scale. But you could see the difference in the two. How huge the size comparison is. It would be of the same type of model. Now, as in detail wise, these two are quite similar. You know, you got the plastic base, metal body, you got a glass at the rear, and you know, minimal detailing front and rear, as compared to, say, this one, which does have the same type of detailing but does have a detail, painted lights and painted inserts, or painted excuse me, panel, but they do give you a nice mirror detail. And it's the same thing, plastic base, metal body. The rims are, if you're a little bit flatter than these ones. These ones have a little bit more relief, but you know, the same type of style and styling. So Bburago does do a beautiful job of this series of models, but in the larger scale, closer to what would Siku be. So if you collect Siku models, these ones would be a lot closer to that scale. Now the next scale, when you get up to it, is 1/43rd, and once you get up into 1/43rd, depending on the model manufacturer, you get you know, incredible detail. This one is pretty much a static model, nothing really opens on it, but you do see a slight engine detail in the back through the louvered glass. You get, you know, you could see through the grilling into the engine bay, so you do get that type of detail. And then you got, of course, the beautiful light detail and exhaust detail. The rims are a lot closer to how they are, and you could see Hot Wheels did try to replicate the type of rims quite nicely. So they did do, and oh, excuse me about my arm, Bburago did do a fairly decent detail in that. So if you look at the body lines of it, just pretend there's a roof there, you know, they're quite nicely accurate to the scaling that they are. You do get interior detail with the 1/43 if it's open top or closed top. Usually, generally, you'll have very nice detail, and they give you a nice separate gear shift in a different color. And you have the mirror is in yellow, if you could see there, I don't know, in the rear, but they give you also a mirror insert into the mirrors to give it the appearance that there is something there. And of course you got nicely front details with the badging and a separate little light applied lights. The lights on this one here in the bottom are painted, but these are lensed headlights, so that's actually very nicely cool. Now when you get into larger scale, that's of course where you get the incredible amount of detail. Just let me move some of this stuff out of the way. And if one thing Hot Wheels does really do nice is the large scale, where the you get, you know, full-blown lens detail, light detail, separate markers. The grille work in the front is also quite nice. It's not see-through, but it is. You could see it nicely with a nice photo etched excuse me, Ferrari prancing horse at the bottom of it. And you also get opening panel detail, where you get to see all the front work. And it gives you a little bit of what luggage space you do have. That's, I guess, it. And that's a little bag that they added in there for, I'm just gonna say, comedy effect, because it really doesn't really matter. It doesn't add much to the model. But when you get into this scale, you also have turning lights, or turning wheels. You got opening details in with the doors, and you also get separate, you know, separate photo etched buckles, which I don't know if you could see very well. The problem with yellow and black, you see little photo etched buckles, cloth seat belts, a fairly decent detail on both sides. It's the same idea. The gear shifter, let's see if I can get it up closer, you can see is gated, and it's there. Nice steering wheel. You know, the interior is quite well, but it's the rear where they give you all the really beautiful detail. And let's see if, well, I can't remember if they give you a prop rod on this one or not. No, naturally. But you can see that they added stiffening bars. Oh, hey, there is a prop rod. Ha ha ha. I knew it. So there we go. So there is prop to hold up the engine. And you know, this is the type of level that you would get in like an elite version or like a more of a premium version of the basic cars that Hot Wheels does tend to do. It gives you a separate wire detail. You got, you know, separate little spring details here. All the auxiliary hoses, nice transmission work and everything like that. So they do, this is the level of detail once you start getting into the larger scale models. So I'll put that one down, we'll close her up, and that is the difference in scales and difference in opening features and presentable features on different types of models and what they mean by a scale. I don't have a 1/24th version, which would be in between the 1/18th and the 1/43rd, but as you can see, at least you got 1/18, 1/43rd, 1/55, and 1/64th, and I'm pretty sure somewhere down the line somebody does a 1/87th smaller scale version, which would be even smaller than that. But this is the difference in scaling, and Hansaja Hansaja, I hope I said your name correctly, or I'm just gonna put that out there. Actually, I had to spell it out just in case I got it wrong. I hope that answered your question, and I hope this gives an idea for everybody on what the differences in scales are. So thank you very much for watching. If you like this kind of content, please like, share, comment, because I love reading your comments, and subscribe for more content. Thank you everybody, and I'll see you in the next video.